Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. It's another edition of Ask the Experts with Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. My name is Arms Bumanlag. Very happy to have you on the program today. This is where we talk to some of our preferred suppliers about some of the awesome work that they're doing here in the Windsor Essex area and learn a little bit more about their business and about how they can benefit you. So I'm really excited to talk to somebody that I've known through the last little bit. They've done some amazing work in the community. They're an organization that has a lot of impact in the real estate sector, and we're excited to have them on the show today. Marla Coffin from MARDA Management is joining me on the program. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Arms. Thanks so much for having me. Much appreciated.
Oh, it's just an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And, I used to work in downtown Windsor quite often, and I would drive by your location, your main location anyways, on University. And we've got lots to talk about in terms of MARDA management here and, all the changes as president and CEO. Let's talk about MARDA Management Incorporated and what basic services that you offer to investors in Windsor, Essex and Chatham-Kent.
Certainly. So we do operate primarily in the Windsor Essex region as well as Chatham-Kent, as you mentioned, Arms. We provide property management services for investors, everything from single-family homes to 50-unit complexes, condo units, student homes, all kinds of rental units we take care of. We have a full team, a team of almost 50 people. We manage 2,000 units locally. And essentially, we are taking care of the day-to-day operations of your investment. So most of our owners, they want an investment, not a job, and they want us to take care of the day-to-day for them, and that's exactly what we do. So that is at the primary service that we offer as a company here in the Windsor-Essex region.
It's interesting about that, Marla, because I'd assume, with that level of service, when you're managing a property, whether it's a small property or big, it is really attention to detail, is it not?
Absolutely. Huge attention to detail, making sure that we're taking care of all of the day-to-day operational aspects, from the tenant needs to collecting rent to maintenance concerns. If there's a 2 o'clock in the morning emergency phone call, it's coming to us. We're a key holder. We take care of evictions should they be necessary. We take care of filling new units, finding homes for people here in the Windsor Essex region who are looking to rent, and essentially making sure that that is a viable business model for the investor or for the property owner.
And MARDA Management, Marla, it is, you talk about growth, and we talk about growth on this program about the real estate sector and the home improvement sector and all things to sort of do with real estate. Again, 34 units to 2,000 in our region. That's huge.
It is significant. We've grown quite a bit over the last 10 years. We started our business, me and my husband Dale, in 2010. And essentially just snowballed the business. There wasn't a lot of competition in the Windsor market at the time in our industry. So we saw a real need and we started to fill that need. And over time, we grew by units, we grew by employees, we grew by investors, out-of-town investors who began investing in the Windsor market, needed someone to take care of their property. Local investors needed someone to take care of their property. And essentially, that growth stream, I would say, probably has been one of the most critical and probably challenging components of our business, has been managing the growth. It isn't easy, but it's something that we've been able to finesse and do relatively swiftly. And that's something that we've really been proud of.
And I think that's a testament, Marla, as well to, the staff that you have, right? This, again, goes back to that attention to detail, knowing what the investor wants and knowing what the tenants need. And we're sort of marrying the two to make that all-inclusive experience.
Yeah, it's not an easy place to be in because we've got basically two customers, right? Our tenants and our owners. One within our business we call our client and one we call our customer, but essentially it's the same thing. We have to serve them both very much with attention to detail, with eagerly and ready and prepared and in their best interest every time. And sometimes those interests don't align and we end up with a little bit of a tug, trying our best to advocate for the tenant while protecting the owner's investment, of course. But that's our job and that's what we do well.
If you're just joining the live stream, we are talking to Marla Coffin from MARDA Management, and very happy to have her on the program today. Company continues to see some significant growth in the Windsor Essex market. This is Ask the Experts, part of Royal LePage Live. It's a live stream series that we continue to do on a weekly basis here on social media. Location-wise, 1000 University Avenue West on the University Avenue corridor. I remember way back when, I'm talking like 2003, when the Grace Hospital was up there and in that section, and you got to see some of the development and the things that are happening in that corridor. Finally, it's an exciting time because I think things are happening on that corridor in the section of the city that really is the bridgeway between the university area and the downtown core.
It is a very exciting time, and my husband and I are very firm believers in this corridor running between the main University of Windsor campus and the downtown core. We've been here in our office since 2017. We purchased the building in 2016, did a bunch of renovations, and all we've seen since we've moved in is further growth, further development opportunities. We've got the graffiti project up the street. It's 127 units. We're the selected property manager for that development. We've got potential 500 to 600 units going up on the Old Grace Hospital site. We've got a number of developments happening in this corridor. We've got Laverne's opening up, which is the new grocery store there down the street. And like I say, all of these things are rejuvenating. All of these things are bringing the neighborhoods and the areas up significantly, in my opinion. And we think that the University Corridor truly is continuing to rise. There's no doubt about that.
And Marla, I mean, honestly, as a Windsorite myself, born and raised, it's about time, right? It's been a long haul, that section.
Yeah, it's been a long haul. There's been a lot of people over the years who have said, oh, one day, it'll turn around one day. When is one day? Today is one day. Because I really, truly believe that now is the time. We're starting to see rejuvenation plans from the city for streetscaping. We're starting to see other businesses plant their feet here. We have Sterling Mutual just up the street on the same block as us who planted their headquarters here in relocating and on and on and on. There's a lot coming to this corridor and continuing to come. And I really feel as though it's going to be quite the happening place in not a very long period of time from now.
Yeah, an area that you continue to see the growth in, and this is exciting too. Something I wanted to talk about because there are some, I guess, stipulations. There are some checks and balances that need to happen before this can happen. But MARDA Management's condominium management wing, this is relatively new and something I know that you're very proud of.
Absolutely. We acquired a company on January 1st of this year called Huron Shores Property Management. They've been in business in the Windsor market for 20 years' time. They are a registered condominium management provider here in the Windsor Essex region. It actually condos between here and London, and essentially have 650 condo units that are being managed in this region. In Ontario, condominium management is regulated. You do have to be licensed. I personally have my general condominium management license that I obtained this past year, and ultimately we have been very excited to acquire this business and bring it under our umbrella to be able to spiral out into the condo management wing of the Windsor market for sure.
Do you feel generally, in your experience, that Windsor's in a good position as we continue forward? I know, quite often on this show with Roy LePage, we talk about how hot the market is.
Right.
We think about the different aspects of real estate. Do you think we as a region are going to move forward in a very positive way over the next 5 to 10 years?
I see the region continuing to strengthen. I see new businesses popping up. I see Rocket Mortgage downtown. I see new industry. I see continued evolution that I think is going to largely contribute to our economy, our surrounding environment. So yes, I do think it's going to strengthen. I know sometimes it can be challenging right now with the way the real estate market is, especially for first-time home buyers trying to get into the market. I recognize that that isn't easy, and that's something that our municipality needs to grapple with in the best way possible. But overall, I think from a market perspective, we are strengthening and we are on an upswing.
Shout out to your staff, right? I can't imagine some of the pivots you guys have had to made, especially back in March 2020 when, I say with people, the world we know it changed. Tell me about some of those struggles. Tell me about some of those achievements that you and the team have made throughout the course of the pandemic when it comes to property management.
When COVID first struck, it was obviously unknown to all of us in terms of what it really meant, how long it was going to last, what kind of hold it would have. So we got together as a team and we included our full team and we said, okay, what are our biggest priorities? What can we do to create an edge where we can bring something to the table here, given this unknown transient world with things changing every single day? And the two biggest things that came out of that was, one, we need to find a way to make sure we keep all of our staff working. And we are very proud to say that we did that. We didn't have any layoffs throughout the pandemic. And then two, the other thing that came out of that was we need to become educated as a team on all of the available programs, whether it's student loan deferral programs, mortgage deferral programs, whether it was serve, whether it was all of the programs available, we became experts in, our team became experts in, and we used that as a way to educate both our tenants and our owners to try to help push them through the gravity of the situation. Having people who potentially weren't going to pay their rent or potentially then couldn't pay their mortgage in turn as the owner, it was very, very challenging thing for our staff to face. But our staff really were called to the task, and they ultimately understood that if we can educate ourselves and become experts on these programs and be able to handhold people through them, whether it was on the tenant side or the property owner side, it created the most likely scenario for success. And in my opinion, it did just that. So we have our staff thoroughly to thank for that. We're extremely proud of our staff base. They are an incredible support to our business. They are truly the foundation, not just through the pandemic, but absolutely, especially through the pandemic. And honestly, I will just say that taking the approach that our staff did and everyone getting on board with that was key to being able to see that succeed. And we believe it did.
With a few minutes left to go here, Marla, and thank you so much for your time. I know how busy you folks are. Talk about that relationship with Royal LePage Binder. I know you're one of our preferred suppliers and partners. What is that like working with a brand and an organization like ours in the Windsor Essex area?
Absolutely. It's been our pleasure working with Royal LePage. We've known Frank Binder for a long time. He's acted as a mentor for us as we've built and grown our business to best understand the industry and some of the ins and outs that he's helped guide us through. The agents at Royal LePage have certainly supported us both directly and through our client base. And it has been a real pleasure, especially as we've seen Royal LePage grow over the years. It's been a real pleasure to be able to figure out how we can intertwine and work together to thrive mutually in this environment and in this market.
Well, I want to say thank you for making some time for me today. Great chat with you, and I hope to continue to expand those relationships alongside with Royal LePage and certainly MARDA Management as well. So thank you so much, Marla.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Arms. Much appreciated.
My pleasure, as always. Marla Coffin, who is the president and CEO of MARDA Management. Great organization here in Windsor, Essex, and part of the huge revitalization that's happening on University Avenue. So if you'd like to find out more information, of course, you can surf on over to our website, royallepagebinder.com, get all that information, and we'll be back in the next little bit with another fantastic edition with our preferred suppliers on Ask the Experts here. Part of Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. So have a great one, have a great weekend, and a happy Father's Day to you.